The year is January 2026. On the surface, the world seems ordinary. People walk the streets, lights flicker on buildings, screens glow with entertainment and news, and life continues as if nothing has changed. But beneath that calm, a storm is forming, a storm that threatens to consume nations, economies, and every life on Earth. Armies move silently across borders, bunkers are filled with supplies, and alliances once thought unbreakable are cracking under pressure. The signs are everywhere if you know where to look, but most people do not. Most people will never notice. They scroll past headlines, distracted by trivial distractions, oblivious to the world teetering on the edge of global conflict. If you are watching this now, you are among the few paying attention, and the truth is clear. The world is on the brink, and only those who prepare will survive. Everywhere you look, the warning signs pile up. Military exercises grow massive and undeniable. Armies shift with calculated precision, and supply lines stretch across continents, unseen by the public eye. Political tensions flare as nations argue over resources, trade, and power. Alliances splitting quietly while the world debates. Trivialities. Economies falter, stock markets swing wildly, currencies lose value overnight, and global supply chains strain under pressure that few understand. The world is fragile, and every small spark has the potential to ignite an uncontrollable fire. Amid this turbulence, a figure rises, a man whose influence is undeniable, whose words stir nations, and whose presence accelerates the chaos. He is not a literal king or president, but a symbol of authority, a catalyst for the storms already underway. His every move is watched, every gesture analyzed, every promise weighed. He aligns with forces unseen, sets plans in motion, and while the world hesitates, the mechanisms of war and control are already moving. The proud will stumble. The mighty will fall. Words once distant now echo like a warning in every corner of the world. While most sleep, there are those who see the patterns. Analysts, veterans, survivalists, and hidden voices speak quietly on encrypted channels, in private networks, and secluded forums. They warn that delay is deadly, that hesitation is fatal, that ignoring the signs could cost everything. Their words are often dismissed, yet for those who listen, the patterns are undeniable. Chaos is coming, and survival depends on action, knowledge, and preparation. Resources are stretched thin, populations are restless, and disasters strike with increasing frequency. Fires consume forests, floods submerge towns, and cyber attacks cripple critical infrastructure. Famine and disease quietly spread in regions overlooked by the masses. Each event is a warning, each failure a signal. And when the tipping point arrives, it will move faster than anyone expects. Imagine a single spark igniting a forest of dry tinder, and then the inferno begins. This is the reality of January 2026. You may believe you have time. That someone else will act, that the world will correct itself. But preparation cannot be delayed. The signs are clear. The threads are weaving a tapestry of disaster, and survival favors those who act before the storm strikes. Knowledge, awareness, and decisive action will determine who lives and who perishes. You do not need to be a soldier or a prophet, but you must see clearly, act decisively, and prepare strategically. Recognize the warning signs, secure critical resources, and understand the patterns of events unfolding around you. Hesitation will be costly. Action may save your life. The tremors of early January are only the beginning. The world is shaking not just in markets and governments, but in hearts and systems, once thought stable. The figure who rises amid this chaos grows bolder with every passing day. His moves provoke tension, his speeches stir division, and alliances fracture under pressure. While most debate and hesitate, the wheels of conflict and disaster are already turning, silently, inexorably. Imagine cities cut off from power, communication networks failing, food, water, and energy shortages spreading faster than anyone can respond. Societies will fracture, Panic will spread, and ordinary people will scramble for safety, supplies, and answers they cannot find. Survival is not luck. It is understanding the patterns, recognizing the signals, and taking action before the collapse. Those who prepare will have advantages. They will understand which areas are safest, which systems will fail first, and how human behavior reacts under extreme stress. Knowledge alone can save lives. Those who hesitate will regret it. Those who act may see the end of the world as it was and live to rebuild the next one. As humanity struggles under the weight of global conflict, unseen and unstoppable forces begin to signal a tipping point. The rapture, the calling of the faithful, the day of the Lord, these are not merely distant concepts. In this unfolding reality, they are warnings, harbingers, signs that the world is entering its final phase. Celestial anomalies light the skies, storms rage with unprecedented intensity, and the fabric of society begins to unravel. Nations falter, leaders fail, and chaos erupts globally. Those who are prepared, aware, and decisive will endure. Those who ignore the signs, who remain complacent, will face unimaginable consequences. The world is changing faster than ever. Every moment of inaction increases the risk. Every delay brings disaster closer. You can ignore it, hope someone else will save you, or you can act now. You can secure your future, protect your family, and prepare to survive what is coming. The choice is yours, and the time to act is now. Click the link in the description or comments to discover the steps you need to survive the coming storm. Your life may depend on it. The tremors will grow, the winds will rise, the alarms will echo across nations, and the countdown to chaos will continue. Will you rise with the watchful, prepared to endure? Or will you wait, helpless, as the world falls into a storm that will spare no one who hesitates? The choice is yours, and every second that passes brings the tipping point closer. Prepare now, because once it begins, there will be no turning back. The tremors that began in January are only the opening. Across the world, tensions escalate daily. Governments falter under pressure, economies wobble, and ordinary citizens feel a creeping unease they cannot name. The air itself seems heavier, charged with anticipation, as if the earth is holding its breath for what comes next. Armies shift silently, borders tighten, and critical resources become scarce. Every headline, every movement, every political maneuver is a warning. Those who see it know that the world is on the edge of a great unraveling, and nothing will stop it once the tipping point arrives. Cities that once thrived now brace for shortages. Power grids falter under the strain of constant demand and sabotage. Communications. Networks flicker and fail at random intervals, leaving entire regions isolated. Food and water become scarce commodities in places that were once secure. Hospitals comma supply chains, and emergency services buckle under pressure. Panic spreads faster than news. Ordinary people, unprepared and unaware, will soon scramble helplessly, caught in events they cannot control. Meanwhile, the figure who rose amid the early chaos grows in influence, his every action stirring tension and accelerating the collapse. He is not alone. Powerful forces align with him silently, unseen by the public, guiding events toward the inevitable confrontation that will define this era. Every decision made in secrecy reverberates through markets, militaries, and governments, pulling nations toward conflict. The storms are not only physical. They are economic, social, and psychological. People turn against one another as fear spreads. Trust in leadership erodes. Civil unrest grows in the shadows of fear and uncertainty. Cyber attacks cripple infrastructure, cutting off communication, power, and transportation. Cities that seemed safe crumble under pressure as supply lines break, leaving millions stranded. The world is unprepared, and chaos feeds on unpreparedness. But there is hope. For those who watch, who pay attention, who act decisively, survival is possible. Knowledge is your first weapon. Understanding the patterns, the signals, and the behaviors of others is what separates the survivors from the victims Dot. Those who recognize early warning signs, secure their resources, and develop strategies to endure will endure when others falter. Dot. Every moment of preparation increases the odds of survival. Dot. Every delay increases the risk of failure. Dot. Imagine the world as a living system, delicate and complex. A single disruption can cascade into catastrophic failure. A fire in one region sparks panic in another. A cyber attack here triggers supply shortages there. Borders collapse, communication fails, and panic spreads like wildfire. Those who understand the system, who see the connections invisible to most, are the ones who survive. Those who ignore it are swept away. As the chaos unfolds, the signs of the end times become clearer. The rapture, the day of the Lord, the ultimate reckoning described in ancient prophecies. These are no longer distant concepts. Celestial anomalies, violent storms, and natural disasters accelerate. The faithful, the prepared, those who pay attention, are called to act decisively. Time is no longer abundant. Every second that passes brings the world closer to irreversible collapse. Preparation is not optional. It is survival. Those who delay will wish they had acted sooner. Those who act now will have the knowledge, the resources, and the foresight to endure when the unprepared fall. Identify safe locations, secure water and food, understand how societies behave under stress, and fortify your mind against panic and despair. Survival depends not just on what you have, but on how you act when everything falls apart. The world is entering a phase where events accelerate beyond human control. Wars may ignite suddenly. Nations may fall into conflict almost overnight. Supply chains will break. Social order will deteriorate. And those caught unaware will face consequences too severe to survive. But those who have observed, who have prepared, who have understood the signs, will navigate this storm. They will endure when the masses are swept away by chaos. You must see the patterns. You must act. There is no second chance. The collapse is not a question of if, but when. Every warning ignored, every moment wasted brings disaster closer. Those who prepare now are those who will live. Those who hesitate may never see another sunrise. And even as this chaos grows, there is still a greater reckoning looming, the spiritual and cosmic events that will define the ultimate outcome. The rapture is approaching. The day of the Lord draws near. Nations may crumble, societies may fracture, but the faithful and the prepared have the opportunity to endure. Those who ignore these signs, who remain passive, will face consequences beyond imagination. The choice is yours. Will you wait, hoping someone else will save you, or will you act decisively, prepare now, and secure your future? Every second that passes is another moment closer to the storm. Click the link in the description or comments to discover how to survive what is coming. Knowledge, foresight, and action can save your life when the world falls apart. The time to prepare is now. The tremors will grow, the winds will rise, the alarms will sound, and the countdown to chaos continues. The world is on the brink, and only those who act will survive the coming storm. Your life, your family, and your future depend on the decisions you make today. Do not delay. The world stands on the edge of destruction, trembling under the weight of its own chaos. Wars ignite, borders collapse, and economies shatter as humanity faces the greatest upheaval it has ever known. The tremors are no longer subtle, they are violent, unstoppable, and relentless. And even as nations fall and societies crumble, there is a higher reckoning approaching, a moment when the unseen forces of the universe will reveal themselves and the faithful will be called. The rapture is near. Not as a distant myth, but as a reality that will separate those prepared from those left behind. The skies will burn with signs, the heavens will tremble, and the earth will convulse under the weight of the coming judgment. Those who have watched, who have understood the warnings, and who have acted decisively will find a path through the storm. Those who remain passive, distracted by the trivialities of a crumbling world, will face consequences too severe to survive. Signs appear in the heavens, strange celestial events that defy explanation. Storms rage with unprecedented ferocity, earthquakes shake lands once thought secure, and seas rise to swallow coastlines. Fear spreads faster than fire, panic faster than wind. Cities once secure become death traps. And yet, amidst the chaos, there is a beacon of hope for those who have prepared. Knowledge is power. Preparation is life. Awareness is survival. The day of the Lord arrives not gradually but suddenly, sweeping across the globe like a tidal wave. Nations are shattered. Leaders fall. Armies dissolve. Societies fracture into chaos and desperation. And in the midst of this collapse, those who acted, who prepared, who recognized the signs early, endured. They survive because they did not wait for someone else to guide them. They survived because they saw the coming storm and built defenses both tangible and intangible, resources, strategy, and a mind trained for survival. You are not helpless. You can take action today. You can secure your future, protect your family, and prepare for the trials that will define the coming years. The steps are clear. Observe the world, understand the signs, secure vital resources, fortify your mind, and act decisively. Hesitation will cost lives. Preparation ensures them. Every event, every tremor, every conflict is part of a pattern that the unprepared fail to see. Those who survive are those who understand the interconnectedness of these events, who recognize the hidden warnings in headlines, political movements, and natural disasters. They are the watchful, the alert, the ones who take responsibility for their own survival. And even as the chaos grows, they remain a step ahead, ready to endure what the rest of the world cannot. The rapture, the day of the Lord, the ultimate reckoning described in ancient prophecies, these are not distant concepts. They are the next phase of the storm, an event that will separate the prepared from the unprepared, the aware from the oblivious. And while many will despair, those who acted, who heeded the warnings, will navigate this chaos with foresight and courage. The time is now. Delay is deadly. Every moment spent ignoring the signs brings the storm closer. Every hesitation increases risk, and every choice determines survival. You can act, or you can wait. You can prepare, or you can be swept away. Knowledge, action, and preparation are your lifelines. Click the link in the description or comments now. Discover the hidden strategies, the preparation techniques, and the critical knowledge that can mean the difference between survival and disaster. Your life, your family, and your future depend on it. Those who wait will face consequences they cannot imagine. Those who act will endure the storm and live to see the rebuilding of a world few thought would survive. The world is changing faster than ever. Chaos will continue to spread, storms will intensify, and the countdown to the ultimate upheaval has already begun. You can choose to be ready, to survive, to endure what is coming. Or you can ignore the warnings and hope for a miracle. Miracles are rare. Preparation is certain. The rapture will come. The day of the Lord will arrive. Armies will fall, nations will crumble, and the world will be tested like never before. But those who see the signs and act decisively will stand when others have fallen. They will survive the unthinkable, endure the collapse, and witness the dawn of a new era. The time to act is now. Click the link in the description or comments to secure your survival plan, gain the knowledge you need, and prepare for the events that will define this generation. The storm is here. The countdown is unstoppable. And your survival depends entirely on what you do in this moment. Act. Prepare. Endure.